Previously on Sailing Bohemia.
We are stuck. Truly and royally stuck. The anchor must be on some rock because we've tried going forward, reversing, sideways, we did it all and it's not budging.
Our quick getaway didn't go quite as planned, and the captain was dispatched to free our anchor from under a rock.
Okay, we free.
There's a lot to be said for anchoring within the depth you can dive to, if at all possible. We've had to do it a couple of times now, but it's been over a year and the captain's a little bit rusty.
Big time. Yeah. Oh my god, terrible. You need to go in. This is worst we've ever had. Have a look. It's terrible, babe. This is very bad stuck. I think you have to keep going in and out and in and out. Boom down, maybe.
It's not going anywhere fast and neither are we, so I'm just going to roll it in and we're going to fix it when we get to the anchorage and we're facing into the wind on the hook. We've got a bit more time. Well, they say bad luck comes in threes, and after our trouble with the anchor hooked under the rock, we lost a GoPro on the way down filming the anchor hooked under the rock, and now our main is well and truly jammed and won't come out. So I think today is one of those days where we should have just stayed tucked under that rock in the anchorage. We weren't going anywhere. Let's hope the rest of the sail goes smoothly. We've had our three now.
Yep, so not a very good day. Literally the anchor started it off, then the GoPro got some water in it, and now the main, I don't know what we're gonna do about the main. This just keeps happening over and over again. We try to roll it in as tight as possible, and then it's not working, and it should be very tight when rolled in, so I don't know what we're gonna do really. It looked really bad, so once we get to the anchorage, we need to try to roll it out. Worst case scenario, he will have to go up the mast and start pulling it out with hands.
Well, it really is a great day for Bohemia and her crew today. We can't film anything because the GoPro is broken. We can't sail because there's no wind and the main is jammed. And let's just hope there's room in the anchorage when we arrive. Otherwise, we're going to have to turn all the way back there and drop the hook under that lovely secure rock that we had earlier.
I did say we should not have left at all. But am I listened to? No.
He did do his best in his defense to sabotage the departure.
Yeah.
That's got it. Captain hanging off the boom was the one thing we didn't try earlier. Always freeze it.
Now, who rolled in the main last time? I did. Don't know, I haven't been trained properly, obviously, have I? 4 years on this vessel, and look at that.
Captain's gonna have to stop paying peanuts. I knew it would be a problem with the training program.
I need support. I think he said it. We need a second mate. Can't deal with it all on my own, can I?
I'm not going to touch that again. We're just going to leave it out doing nothing for the whole sail. I think that's the safest approach. After all that, with the amount of wind that we got, wasn't really much point in getting the main in or out. But at least it's no longer jammed. Just not going to touch it for another few weeks and hope everything's going to be fine. It's the captain's new approach.
And I'm definitely not touching it. I'm not allowed to touch anything on this boat, literally. Every time I just walk down, don't touch that. That's mine. Don't touch it. You're gonna break it.
See what happens when he does, though.
And obviously they have taken exactly where we wanted to anchor. You know, that's how it goes today, isn't it? Best spot in the anchorage, is it?
No, I've got here before.
We should always listen to Julian and everything will be well. One more round. We just like to look at them so much, so we just keep cruising around them.
We're gonna take it in shifts.
I'll come pick up your anchor and set it for you.
Thank you, Colin.
How is it looking, Colin? See, now we have staff. They're checking our anchor. What's wrong?
I'm just moving the chain a little bit.
See? Cozy.
I think the Wi-Fi is going to be very good for you.
See, before they will be complaining we are too soon. Now with the Starlink, they love it. Extra strong signal. That's a bit close.
The bow blowing. We'll go back that way in a second.
Good job Colin is in the water.
Well, this sail started off bad and then got a little bit worse. And then got much better. This place looks really nice. It's a little bit busy, but it looks like paradise. There's a beachfront bar on the island behind me, and this other island looks like everything's happening, party central. So I think the first mate's going to be pleased. And some space for him to go on his morning run. What more could you want? Hopefully we're not going to get hooked under any rocks.
You're getting a little closer each time, aren't you?
I got to say, I think this is the new record even for us. We do love each other dearly, but this is probably the closest we have been. And there's so much space.
All we have to do is let the painter out, slide the dinghy over, you get in, we pull you over for a drink.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes, but Colin, think of the Wi-Fi signal.
You could pass as a wire for the internet, totally. Well, I don't know how the captain managed it. We got all this space all around us, and we've ended up about 2 boat lengths from boundless. Maybe a little bit less when the wind changes. It's almost a raft up.
But it's okay because we have Colin on duty, you see. He's supervising the anchors and whether we have bit well.
He's taking the first shift, and then the first mate's gonna swap in 2 hours.
Good morning. 7:30. First mate on duty. Nearly rhymes, doesn't it? Really need to get our bedding going because it was raining all day yesterday. And today it looks iffy, but there will be some sunshine. So if I do it really quickly, I have enough time for it to dry. All of this before my morning coffee.
That's right, I woke up this morning to the sound of the first mate agitating on the top step of the companionway. It's the only thing that's nicer than the sound of him scrubbing the deck in the morning.
Just love to agitate. Love to agitate.
It's in his nature.
People, captain,
Bed sheets.
laundry. As long as I'm agitating something, I'm happy internally. You know what I mean?
So it's better for everyone that he has a bed sheet in his hand.
Yeah, welcome to paradise.
And we haven't even been ashore yet in this wonderful anchorage. I'm not even sure we're going to. Leaving tomorrow too. Well, Bohemia's run of bad luck from yesterday is continuing, it seems. Just when we got the anchor hooked firmly under that rock yesterday morning, it's really done a number on our windlass. For once, it seems the problem is really obvious. It's actually fallen apart. The motor and half the gearbox has just fallen off of the windlass shaft, and the windlass is spinning freely. So at least the problem is easy to diagnose. I'm going to have to try to put it back together and tap some new threads into the gearbox, then seal it up with a new gasket. It doesn't look like anything's destroyed permanently apart from the screw threads, so hopefully we can save it. And just in case I can't fix it as a plan B, the first mate's going to go upstairs and work on his biceps.
I'm not lifting that anchor and chain by my hands. So Mr. Clever here better cracks on with that.
It actually wasn't half as bad as I thought it was. These bolts have gone back in without too much of a fight, and the whole thing has gone back together. No real strip threads to speak of, so I think this thing is going to live to fight another day without too much time from the captain. Well, if you're wondering what a working windlass is supposed to look like, it's quite a lot like that. The motor and the gearbox is back together, and it's all hung from the top of the deck. No major damage in the end, so got really lucky that time. I think it's still a bad design. It's kind of a weekender windlass at best. Not really designed for people like us that spend 90–95% of our time on the hook. But it gets us by, and it's been about 18 months since it last broke on us, so if we can get another 18 months out of her, then I'll be quite happy. See? Just like new.
For how long, huh? My bet is 2 more anchorings.
Any increase on 2. I think the captain's got faith in at least 3 or 4.
Here we go, super early departure today. We have a long one ahead of us. We're doing 55 miles towards Shelter Bay Marina. The reason why we go to Shelter Bay Marina is because we have an exciting package being delivered, but more about that later. It's absolutely howling today. The trade winds really kicked in. Already in the anchorage we are moving with the boat like crazy, so it's gonna be very sporty sail, I think.
The first mate has been a real hive of activity this morning. It's been exhausting for the captain. He got woken up at 6:20. First mate laid 4 eggs already. Made smoothie for breakfast, very nice.
And coffees.
And coffee in a thermos flask, which is a first for us since California, but should be nice for the sail. And all the captain has done this morning is drink the smoothie, unfold the wheel, and get his captain's seat nice and comfortable, ready to go. I think we're ready for departure.
It's so windy. We're gonna put the main up in the anchorage so that we don't need to deal with it on the ocean.
Well, that came out smoothly. Hopefully it's a good sign of things to come. Well, that was the practice. And look what flew into the cockpit. A shackle on the end of the main came loose. And luckily everything stayed attached, but this is what attaches the outhaul to the main. And right now, as you can see, that little pulley that it goes onto is not where it should be. Luckily we caught it. Need to put that back. You want it?
That main hand, every day a problem. I think we should just have a motorboat and be done with it. No issues with getting the sails out, nothing like that.
That's right, you never have any issues with engines, do you? They always behave themselves.
Well, if they are looked after well, then they do behave.
So do mainsails. It's a maintenance issue. Okay, let's try again.
The wind is just crazy. We need to get out of it as soon as we can. This is what you call a group departure, aka a groupie.
Wait, that makes us the groupies or them? I don't know how that works. Lovely. Engine running for about 5 minutes, I think. Some furious motoring though to get that anchor up in this wind. That didn't go too smoothly.
Oh, it's a different life going downwind. It was such a mayhem lifting the anchor up against a 25 knot of wind. And now it's like nothing's happening. Let's hope this will stay, huh? I'm definitely a downwind sailor. No upwind, no for me, no bueno. I may refuse to go anywhere which is upwind now. You mark my words.
please. Margarita and a beach palapa and he's anybody's.
True.
Special thanks in this episode go to all of our patrons for fueling the captain's new cheap second mate fund.
Champagne for everyone.
Thank you so much, and here's to you.
Give me 2 margaritas.
If you want to find out what happens to the first mate when he gets 2 margaritas, then follow the link on screen to find out more. See you next time.